We, the jury in the above entitled case, having found the defendant, Robert Tellis, guilty of murder of the first degree with use of a deadly weapon, victim 60 years of age or older, impose a sentence of life in the Nevada Department of Corrections with eligibility for parole beginning when a minimum of 20 years has served. Dated at Las Vegas, Nevada, this 28th day of August 2024, signed by foreperson, juror number 2. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is this your verdict as read? So say you one, so say you all.
Yes.
Again, what you just heard right there was the jury's verdict in this penalty phase. And joining me right now is the former Clark County District Attorney, David Roger, who is going to help us understand this a little bit more. David, when you hear that, life sentence with 20 years with parole after 20 years, what do you have to say to that?
As a trial lawyer, someone who has lived in the courtroom, I believe in the jury system. You have to accept the jury's verdict. There will be plenty of people out in the community who will say that a cold-blooded killer who expressed absolutely no remorse for taking another person's life should never be allowed parole.
Most certainly, and one thing that you mentioned and you brought up a little earlier is that Robert Tellis actually denied to give an unsworn statement during this penalty hearing. How do you think that impacted this as well?
Not much. A defendant in a penalty phase has the right to give an allocution statement, which is an unsworn statement where they can express remorse, ask for leniency. There's no cross-examination. He declined that opportunity, but obviously didn't affect the jury's decision.
Of course. And now, David, another thing we wanted to know is can the judge change the jury's decision on the penalty? We clearly heard what their verdict was during this penalty phase, but can they change? Can the judge change that?
The judge will sentence Mr. Tellis in 45 days. She must impose the jury's decision of life with the possibility of parole, but she also has to determine punishment for the deadly weapon and the age enhancement, and so she could add another 1 to 20 years onto that sentence.
Of course, and now again, we just heard that jury's verdict. We both just heard exactly what they were offering as well. Now, what can happen next? What's the next step moving forward?
The next step is that the judge will set a sentencing date. Parole and probation will do a kind of a preliminary report about his background. The judge will impose sentence, and then Mr. Tellis will, in all likelihood, file an appeal to the Nevada Supreme Court.
Again, well, David, it is such a pleasure to have you here with us to help us explain and walk through this process as well. We really do appreciate your time.
Thank you.